because ancestor money is a great way to foster spiritual and material abundance between your ancestors, your honorable ancestors, your spirit guides, and yourself, your ancestors' descendants on this physical plane. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and tap in. All right, so there are all different kinds of ancestor money. In China and Japan, they are called hell notes or bank notes, as well as Chinese joss paper. Here in the States, it is called ancestor money, spirit money, joss paper as well. These are the hell notes that began pretty much in Asia, but here in the United States now, you will see ancestor money with different ancestors on them, specifically indigenous and African American ancestors. So I've seen ancestor money with Harriet Tubman on it. I've seen ancestor money with Sojourner Truth, Frederick Douglass, Mansa Musa. So there are different kinds of ancestor money out there. So you don't have to get these, you don't have to get ancestor money that has or is representative of China, Asia, but it's about the intention. So I do not mind using this kind of ancestor money. Where to get your ancestor money? You can get ancestor money from a lot of Asian markets, sell them, as well as botanicas. Now, I've been seeing a lot of ancestor money in botanicas that I go to. And then, if all else fails, you always have Amazon. There are different kinds of ancestor money on Amazon as well. They don't always look like this. Some have cars on them, some have houses on them, some have clothes on them. And of course, again, that is just representative of the abundance that you are sending to the way of your honorable ancestors. So I definitely love to preface that the bigger the bill, the better the blessing, because we want to promote as much wealth to them as possible. Remember, some of our ancestors may not have been wealthy. Some may not have had the resources that they needed while they were living. Some may have left this realm not really having much of anything. So we want to give them as much as possible, because don't we want as much as possible? So our spirits are no different. The goal in this also is to, again, blessing them with what they may need in the spiritual realm or what they may not have had here in the physical. So I like to intend for them to receive transportation. Transportation in order for them to ascend to source, beyond the next level, heaven, if that's what you believe in, but transportation. So transportation beyond and between realms, debts, all debts paid debts from this realm and all others, finding lost loved ones, business ventures in general, and resources that they may need to ascend, protection, good health. Say you had an ancestor that passed away having a lot of different health issues, and they may not have been able to pay their medical bills while they were here. So we are setting the intention for those debts to be paid, as well as them to receive the healing that they need in order to restore them to perfect health for whenever they decide or choose to reincarnate here. Or again, if they are ascending to whatever is beyond and past this physical realm, we want to make sure that they are healthy in their spiritual bodies. So again, I like to say to help them. If you help your spirits, if you help your ancestors, your honorable ancestors, they will always help you. All right, y'all. So what you will need an altar, some form of altar. Now, if you are just now getting started and you don't have an ancestor altar, or you don't have a sacred space that you go to in order to tap in with your honorable ancestors, you can always go outside. You know, our ancestors are in nature as well. You can go to a really big, strong tree, a tree in your yard, preferably. But, you know, if you have to go to a park or something like that, that is perfectly fine. A body of water is always a great place to go as well if you're out in nature. A flowing body of water, so like a river or a stream or the ocean, especially if your ancestors lived near water. And of course, many of our ancestors got here to the United States via a body of water, i.e. the ocean. So bodies of water are a great alternative to an altar as well. You will also need your ancestor money. So I have 2 pieces right here. One I'm going to use for my honorable ancestors, and the other I am going to use for any lost loved ones, lost, how do I want to put this? Strangers. Strangers that may need assistance in finding their families and lineages as well that are honorable. Of course, we always preface honorable. We always preface the good, because not all of our ancestors were good, right? Not all of them passed away honorable. You will also need Florida water. I make my own Florida water. And if you have tapped into the do-it-yourself Florida water tutorial that I posted on this channel about 2 years ago, I'll go ahead and bookmark it up top somewhere. But if you've seen that video, you already know why I prefer to make my own Florida water, but any kind of Florida water that you have prayed over is perfectly fine. An anointing oil, so you can anoint your ancestor money with money oil, better business oil, good health oil, protection oil, whatever oil really resonates with your spirit. If you have or a blessed oil to begin with. If you don't, that's perfectly fine. You don't even need all of that. But if you would like to incorporate that into your practice, then that is great. You will need a fireproof container. So I have the container that I burn my charcoal and incense in with me right here. I have a pair of tongs as well, just in case, you know, some of the ashes want to fly out. I can just use this to contain them. I don't have one here, but a white candle, a tea light candle, a 7-day candle, a white taper candle, a white candle. Now, if you do not have a candle, then that is fine as well. Again, it's all about the intention that we are putting into this practice, okay? It's all about the prayer as well. So you'll also want to have maybe like Palo Santo, like I have here, some sage, some form of incense to represent the air modality of nature. And then we want some sort of offering. So water, some type of spirits, you know, say your grandma liked beer, or your granddaddy liked to drink gin or rum, or, you know, whatever, coffee, candy, some kind of nuts. Maybe your grandparents really loved nuts, or maybe they owned a peanut farm, or, you know, whatever resonates with your ancestry. I would definitely recommend offering some sort of offering to them as well, in addition to this ancestor money. Okay, so first what we want to do is we want to pray. We want to ask Spirit to come in, God to come in, to assist in allowing these intentions and prayers that we are putting into this practice to be sent to those honorable ancestors that we are sending this money to. And then you are going to pray over and light your candle if you have one. You're going to go ahead and clear your space by lighting your Palo Santo or your sage, getting the energy right. And really, you can do this before everything. You could have done this before step one. So, yes, just clearing the energy, clearing the space that we are in, that we are preparing this ancestor money on. Okay. You also want to wipe down, if you are on a clean surface, maybe wipe it down with your Florida water. And then if you're outside, we're utilizing this Palo Santo and sage to cleanse ourselves as well as cleanse the ancestor money from any intentions that may have been on it prior to us coming here. So for instance, say you bought a pack of ancestor money from the Botanica and you just take your ancestor money out, you take, one piece out and you just start writing on it. What if someone looked at this ancestor money and already put intentions over it, So you want to cleanse any prior intentions from this ancestor money that were on there before you got to it. So then we want to give our offerings, right? And then what I like to do is I like to take my Florida water. My spray part isn't really working. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take a little bit of this Florida water, shake it up in my hand, and I'm going to anoint the corners, all four corners and the edges of the ancestor money with this Florida water. Just asking for the intentions that I put into this ancestor money to reach my ancestors in a process and divine way. And I work the Florida water down the bill. Not too much because this is alcohol. Florida water is alcohol based, so you don't want to overdo it. Okay, and then you will if you have an anointing oil that you want to use, you will do the same thing that you did with the Florida water. So anoint all four corners with your oil, the edges as well. And I will work it down. When you're working it down, it's just like a candle. You are calling these intentions in. So, all right. So we are now going to write our messages and petitions to our honorable ancestors. So again, what may they need? They may need transportation. They may need debts paid off. They may need some form of protection. They may need abundance for promoting good health. Intentions for abundant and good health. So I'm going to start off by saying, and at times it really doesn't matter how you write your message. Sometimes I start up here and work my way down, but today I'll start up here and I'll work my way down. So, to my honorable ancestors, receive this abundance now. May you all have freedom, all bounties, debts paid. Transportation. To all realms that you desire to go. Fierce protection. The resources necessary for a prosperous business. Finding loved ones lost. Divine health. And all else that is needed and desired now. Thank you for life. Thank you for love. Love. Your name. So you can tailor your message to be whatever you want it to be, okay? Right from the heart. Again, your intentions are everything. This isn't about what light said to put, this is a personal, again, spirituality is personal. So it is what you are feeling in your heart that you wish to give them. Okay, give from your heart. When you give from your heart, even here in the physical realm, when you give without any expectation back, oh baby, that is when you get everything back. When you give with no expectation, when you just give with unconditional and pure love. So that's the first one. I'm gonna go ahead and do one for lost loved ones specifically, and those energies and spirits that may not know where their family or lineages are, and they just may need some assistance with getting to where they need to go. Again, though, I'm going to preface honorable, okay? So to those honorable spirits not in my lineage, or those in my lineage that are lost, may you now be found. May you have the transportation required to find your home. Peace and unconditional love. May you be divinely and fiercely protected. May you be set free from all bondage. May all of your debts be paid. May anything else that you require and desire now be yours. Thank you for your life. Thank you for your love. Love, Rihanna. It's important, if you are new to this, it's important that just start off with your honorable ancestors. It is beautiful to want to assist those that you may not be connected to. But if you aren't familiar with properly protecting yourself first, having, you know, those shields over you, I wouldn't suggest inviting just any energy or spirit into yours. So I know how to protect myself. I am protected, fiercely protected. This space is fiercely protected. So after you have wrote your petitions on the back or the front, whatever resonates with your spirit, of your ancestor money, you are then going to, you want to pray over it, right? Pray that it reach those honorable ancestors that are healthy and present enough to receive it, that are responsible enough to receive it. Those that are not, that may not be the best with their resources, may they now have the resources in order to learn how to become fiscally, even if spiritually, responsible, right, and trustworthy over what they have. Remembering to thank them again for their life and for their love. Thanking Source, the Creator, God, for allowing you to be able to do this for them. And just make your prayer personal. Make it special. Make it heartfelt. And then I like to burn it from the bottom. Now, if you see green, so you may see green burning on this paper, that is a good sign. If you see purple or blue, that is also a great sign. But you want it to burn all the way. That little piece is going to burn after a while. And, you know, just be in a space of gratitude, thanking your divine and honorable ancestors for receiving the blessings that you have bestowed onto them, as they continue always to bestow blessings of protection and good health and love and peace and material abundance, spiritual abundance upon you as well. That is that. That is how we burn ancestor money. So if you have any questions, please feel free to comment them in the comment section below. Thank you so much for tuning into this video and subscribing to GoldenTouchConjure, the channel. May everything that you touch turn into gold. I hope that you all are having a beautiful new year thus far. And again, if you have any questions or if you have different ways in which you like to burn your ancestor money, or any stories, any success stories of burning ancestor money, please feel free to share it with your tribe, okay? At any rate, don't forget to let your light shine no matter who it blinds, and I will see y'all later.